There is one interesting, humorous kind of episode which I found interesting, which is not just an example of his consideration, but also how he could take a good joke at his own expense. The story goes thus. This is narrated by Karanjia in his book. The typewriter assembly had recently shifted from Lalbagh to Vikhroli, and not many facilities were available. And there is this system in many factories, not just Godrej. Many factories have this system that the workers have a lunch break. Typically that lunch break would be for 45 minutes or 1 hour. Most workers would finish their lunch quite early, and they would like to have a short nap after their lunch just before the shift starts again. Now, since this was a new plant and there weren't too many facilities, there was this worker who had put 3 of the typist chairs in a row and somehow managed to sleep on that while the lunch break was going on. And it so happened that Mr. Godrej on that day was taking some foreign visitors around on a walk to the plant. Now, as he was moving around and he came to this part and he saw this worker who had somehow balanced himself on 3 typist chairs and was taking a snooze. Worker didn't realize that he kept snoozing, and it was a huge embarrassment for Mr. Godrej to see with the foreign guests to see this. The worker kept snoring soundly, and Mr. Godrej went ahead. Now, later on, when people told this fellow about this incident, he expected to be really reprimanded and pulled up. But Naval Godrej did something quite different. He realized that if we have set up a plant over here, then I think we need to set up facilities for workers to have their meals and relax after meals. So the worker was not pulled up, and in fact that incident prompted Mr. Godrej to set up a small dining area with comfortable easy chairs, etc., so that the workers could have their lunch and rest in peace. Now this is an excellent example of the sheer humanity of the man. At one level he's the boss and the owner of the company, but at another level he's a human being, and it is not ever being out of touch with his humanness